Sergeant Scott Davis, can you please state your name for the record, please?
Sergeant Scott Davis. Well, I work at the training academy as the in-service coordinator.
And you're still employed at the state police, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And at some point, you became in charge of reviewing use of force videos, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And so you have access to evidence.com at this point?
No, sir. I did back then, though.
Back then, you had access to evidence.com.
Yes.
So you could just go and see any video you wanted and look at it and review it for force?
For a time. So after the Ronald Green incident, I had a different chain of command. I had Lieutenant Lynn Marie and Captain Mark Richards back then. I noted some concerns with that one. Wanted to talk to detectives.
When you say that one, which one are you referring to?
The Ronald Green case.
Okay.
And I know word came back down through my chain of command. I don't know who my captain at the time, Mark Richards, spoke to, but I know we were told that we were training and CID had it. They were investigating it, and I had no reason to doubt that. And I saw DeMoss involved in that, so I started questioning more. I already kind of had questions up to that point. We hadn't made any arrests, and I don't really know why. But now I have another, person that was also involved in the Ronald Green case, and I'm seeing some other issues. So I want a meeting. I want to meet with, the colonel, with the chief, things like that. And so I started pushing that up.
So if I understand you correctly, you watch the Green video, you have concerns, but you think the process is working, or you believe it. You have no reason to doubt that it's working at this point. And you then get a second video involving the same officer that was in the Green video, and now you're getting really concerned that because you thought that DeMoss shouldn't be involved in a second instance because you would think he'd be on leave. Is that kind of what your thought pattern is?
Even before then, I had concerns and was wanting to meet with the detective, or I didn't know who was investigating the case. And I didn't know, I still wanted to have conversations with people about it because I had a feeling that somebody was missing something, that something had gone wrong because, like I said, nobody had been arrested.
And so you thought somebody should have been arrested at this point?
Yes, sir. Report, and I would send it to my captain. So that would be Captain Slayton. So I reached out to him, trying to get a meeting with the colonel and, the chief.
Were you successful in getting those meetings?
No, sir. Well, I got a meeting with Faye Morrison, who was the head of legal, and that was at the end of June 2020.
So you get a meeting with Faye Morrison, June 2020, but none of your supervisors at state police at this point?
No, sir.
After you meet with Faye Morrison, do you have a meeting? Do you then get a meeting with the people you requested to get a meeting from?
No, sir.
At what point do you get a meeting with the people you're interested in meeting with about the video?
It was at the very end, right before Colonel Reeves left as the superintendent. I think talking about Paxton, to Paxton. So yes, I did. I spoke to Sergeant Paxton about it, and this was after my command staff briefing. Like I said, at the time back then, in 2020, I had no earthly idea who was even investigating it. I was trying to find that out and have a meeting with them, but I wasn't ever successful with that.
It says like around October of 2020, probably. It's around when Colonel Reeves leaves. That's correct?
It sounds about right.
And so how much long after that did you finally talk to Paxton?
It was very soon thereafter.
Okay. Your impression, though, with your meeting with Belton is that Colonel Davis and Kane's opinion of the use of force is in opposition to your opinion of the use of force. Based off what Belton's telling you, not based off what Colonel Davis is telling you.
Based off of what District Attorney Belton was telling me, yes.
Okay.
Even back with Captain Richards, we had asked questions like, what are we supposed to do with this? We don't have any kind of formal method to note anything if we have concerns. And so we're just signing off on this stuff. Are we trying to mitigate things? Like, what's the process here? And there really wasn't one. So
what do you think about the Claire video? Or do you have an opinion about the Claire video missing initially from the files that
was part of my concern when meeting with Faye was, are we positive that everyone has all of these videos? And then like right in that time frame, I'm locked out. So now I can't run an audit report. I can't determine who's actually seen this, who has the videos and who doesn't. I know I've got all of them, but I didn't know who had seen all of them. She said they had all the videos, so that's
She told you they had all, but in fact they didn't have all of it.
no, sir.
So according to the audit trail, you viewed the videos from Ronald Green incident within days of the incident. Isn't that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And I understand if you don't want to answer this, but you've seemed willing to answer everything else. Restricting your access to the videos is a means of controlling the narrative, isn't it?
And again, I guess I'd be speculating because I'm not I'm not 100% sure if it was done out of ignorance or done out of, malintent.